Good evening.
I flopped down like there was cushioning. My butt hurts. This is depressing, but at least I can rock.
Good evening.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I am great. And we are back here with another Tea Time Tasters. You thought we forgot about it. We did not. We did not.
Just been sad.
Just been sad, depressed. And we got new tea. So, we're starting off with a tea from Africa. This tea is a mellow South African brew. Do I believe that? Probably not. But this is from Numi. And it is an organic herbal tea song. Roy Bose. Herbal.
Not herbal.
Herbal.
Do you put
Making a difference. And we are supporting a carbon neutral company. Helping empower thousands of people. Every leaf, herb, and flower we source has the power to transform entire communities.
do it now?
Yes.
Crazy.
And they support H2OPE, a non-profit initiative that provides clean drinking water, sanitation to farming communities around the world.
If that's not from Wisconsin, the H2O.
So, this is
Minnesota.
never tried this one before. Never tried Numi. Excited too, though. Does this have actual tea? Because that's one of my stipulations is it's got to have tea, and it's mellow. It's a mellow red tea.
You did say it is herbal, so I feel like that might be the herbs of the tea. It's like how some teas aren't actually tea.
Yeah, they're not actually tea, but this says it's a red tea. It is a red tea, which is the time of.
Oh my god, bro!
It's the season that they pick them. Depending on what season the tea plant is in, gives you black tea, white tea, green tea, all that stuff. So.
Oh, it's supposed to be hope. H2 hope.
Yeah,
Oh.
you didn't get that?
No, I thought it was just H2 hope. Look, man, it's been a day.
You have your sugar. I brought him a big thing of sugar with tiny little sugar in it.
I should start bringing my own, honestly, at this point.
And
Oh, we're good. Okay.
cheers, mate.
It's so hot.
It's not bad. I'll let you try it. If you can taste anything through
Pain.
it.
It does taste spicy. Why is it spicy?
You're getting a kick from it?
Little.
I'm not getting anything.
How wet do you think I am? Because if the answer isn't cripplingly, then you're wrong. Organic herbal tea sand?
Yeah, tea sand.
that-
Tea sauce. It's Japanese.
But it's African.
Good question. So, I'm gonna wait to cool down a little bit so that I can give it a proper review. But initial thoughts aren't bad. Now we upgraded our brewing. We upgraded our brewing canister. You'll see us pouring this tea. We have what's now called, well, not now, it's always been called, a Turkish teapot. Which is kind of funky. It has like two different teapots sitting on top of each other, but it really helps the brew.
The seeping.
It helps the seeping. It kind of eliminates the bitter taste of the tea, the underhues of the bitterness, and it just kind of enhances the flavor a little bit more.
I don't want to get up and get a spoon. So, we're gonna use the Kupitan.
Kupitan for stirring tea.
It's not gonna be great.
Next investment will be an actual tea set. We'll have to get. These are nice teacups. They're nice ones, but we got to get like fancy teacups next. In another year, when we do another one of these in a year from now, we'll have a fancy tea set.
Hot.
That's not a good idea.
Hot metal. Very hot metal. I didn't get any of that tea mixed in with the sugar. Sugar mixed in with the tea.
Would you like me to go grab you a spoon?
I'll go get the spoon.
Okay.
You entertain the crowd. You always leave me to entertain. It's your turn.
Okay. So let's hear a word from our sponsors. We are today sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
No, we aren't. Don't believe him. He sells lies.
We are not.
Where's the
We're not.
spoons?
You know where they are.
Do I?
Yep.
If I knew, why would I be asking?
I don't know.
I found them.
You're dumb? No.
Trust this spoon. This spoon looks suspicious.
All spoons are suspicious, bud. Just in how you use it.
It's a very big spoon, and I'm not used to being
The
a
big
little
spoon?
spoon in this situation. I have a tea-flavored Kubitan now.
Mm-hmm. So you can kill your enemies with flavor.
Of course. Always with the flavorful takedowns.
So it's cooled down a little bit. I can get a little bit bigger sips. I'm not gonna say it tastes much like most of the other red teas that I've had.
I don't think I've ever had a red tea.
I am the tea connoisseur. He likes teas, but I am the tea connoisseur.
I'm looking at my connoisseur over there, sitting on the couch, staring at me, waiting for this video.
Mountain
to
Dew.
end. Yeah.
I will say I don't get spice, but there is like kind of like an afterburn twinge to it.
Can you tell me the difference between that and spice?
But it's not spice. It's like the same way black pepper is spicy, you know, where like it's not really spicy, but you can tell that it's there. You know, there's something in the back of my tongue that's telling me
There's spice there.
that it's tickling my tongue. It's like pinching my tongue. That's a better one. It's pinching my tongue.
This almost tastes like the sriracha jelly bean.
Almost like the sriracha jelly
Yeah,
bean
almost
from
like
our Tekken 8 bamboozled spicy
Sticky bamboozle.
jelly bean tasting.
Never again. But like, you know how like it was slightly sweet at the
It
beginning?
smells like it.
Yeah.
Oh my
okay,
goodness! You said that, and I got a whiff of it. And like, oh
yeah,
my goodness,
the
that does.
PTSD.
Yeah. It smells like the sriracha bean. Wow. That.
And if you add some of this, because me, whenever I first had the sriracha, I was like, why is it sweet? This is like a horrible form of torture. Promising me a sweet little jelly bean just to have it destroy my heart with spice. It wasn't good. But
it's very similar.
yeah.
You saying that, it without the actual heat. Now, because that sriracha one, spoilers, was like the hottest bean
Despite being like the second.
in that. It was the first. It was rated the weakest out of them.
Somehow, yeah,
And-
I always thought jalapeno was like the weakest of that whole bunch. Like even logically thinking, like a jalapeno, it's so common. Sriracha, you don't see sriracha just thrown onto a chili cheese dog. No, you see jalapenos, and I assumed American palates weren't ready for spice.
But they're pickled jalapenos, which does lose some of
Oh,
the
I
heat.
guess we are talking. Yeah.
It does lose some of the heat. But that was a fun video though. Outside of the whole bean tasting. The stuff we did around the bean tasting was fun.
The whole second
Tekken.
part of that video title.
Yeah, the Tekken 8 part, we played a little bit beforehand because
We had to get warmed up.
yeah, we had to get warmed up and it had been a while since you played.
I hadn't touched Tekken, I don't think, ever. I think last time I
You
played
and I
Street
played
Fighter, you
Tekken.
and I.
No, we played Tekken tag team. We played tag team.
Was this back whenever we had DE destroyers?
No, that was not in that one. We would play for my birthday.
Which one?
Not all of them, but it was a couple of them that we played.
I remember. Oh, was it when you went to the Seven Springs? Remember the Minecraft themed Seven Springs birthday?
Yeah,
party?
that was a very fun very fun birthday that you missed like the entire fun part of that birthday.
I went to Seven Springs and got Minecraft. Okay, I'm happy.
You didn't go to Seven Springs. You met us back at our house.
I don't think I did, because I remember sitting in front of Seven Springs, pulling out and looking at the little baggie of pretzels that was the sticks. Like the sticks from Minecraft. I remember sitting there looking at the baggie, and I look up,
Philip.
just sitting next to me in the back seat.
Are you sure?
I'm 90% certain.
'Cause I was-
Unless somehow this entire memory is fabricated somehow, but I know you did have baggies labeled sticks
I did.
with pretzels.
I did have those. Which I'm just gonna say we did a banger job at a Minecraft themed Seven Springs
Yes.
birthday party. But
How old were you turning that year? Wasn't that like, you were still like just
I was
barely
young.
double digits.
I was gonna say I was young. I was maybe 11, 12 at the time.
You're young.
But yeah, I was from my memory, Dumpy McThunder.
Dumpy.
That was always his username. That's what we're gonna use today. Dumpy.
Dumpy.
Dumpy was the only one who showed up to get a car ride down to Seven Springs. You were going to meet us at Seven Springs, but you never made it to Seven Springs. And my other friend, who was going to be joining us, got in trouble that day and wasn't allowed to come.
Which is pretty on par for his character.
Which is very on par for him. Like, that was not a uncommon occurrence. But that's why we liked him. That's why we liked him.
I think there's other reasons why we had him in the game.
We liked him for a lot of other reasons too, but that was part of his charm. It was part of his charm.
I was the man to get in trouble.
Speaking of which, I just saw his cousin today. He was he helped us check out. I didn't recognize him at all. He recognized me, and I was like, he told me his name, and I'm like, yeah, I remember you. Walk out. Who was that?
Then I clicked like 2 days later.
1, 2, 3. Oh!
Here's how it works.
Although, for whatever reason, I don't know why, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm a very apparently recognizable person.
You keep an eye on that TV.
Yeah. It's on a timer. We have the next tea going. I've been recognized by so many people from school that, or in like other places, that I like to have no recollection. Excuse you. But because here's the big thing: is I wasn't in school after 6th grade. Like, I went homeschooled, cyber school after 6th grade. So anybody that I know from school, I know from like elementary school. And the fact that people still remember me from elementary school,
I mean, looking literally at your baby picture right
yeah,
there.
I have a picture of me
you
as a child.
retain the same smile and relative shape of your face.
Roughly.
Relative.
But then look at this one.
I can't. There's a light in the way.
That was from 2018.
See, that looks like a perfect combination of your mom and dad. It looks like it's
That's
okay
kind of
to just
insulting.
combine. You are an offspring of your mom and dad. How is that insulting?
That's an ugly picture.
You look pretty charming.
Oh, well, thank you. But that was an ugly picture of me.
Personal preference.
I was also like 100 pounds heavier in that picture.
That's fair. Yeah, that's definitely before you started with your workout stuff, I think, right?
Yeah, that was a year. That was about a year before.
We're gonna need to get a reference picture for the picture we're talking about.
Oh
here.
yeah.
Baby picture. 2-3 years ago picture. How old are you there? I can't even see. The light's making it really hard to see.
I would have been 15 in that picture. I started working out when I was 16.
We kicked off together doing Planet Fitness stuff, didn't we? That was around that same time frame.
It was. You're right. That was when we kicked off. There was Planet Fitness was doing a free thing for kids, and
it was the teen summer. And they were like, all summer.
My dad of all things was going to join us, and that never happened. It was just
you
you and
joined us
I.
once. Cause remember he was
once.
reps, but
yeah, that was right, and he did the max weight on all the machines.
Funnily enough, I think that was the last time worked out.
So
I'm gonna die.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I worked out this morning.
That's great for you.
I'm currently, I guess this is new. It's been a year. I'm officially a certified personal trainer. That's new since I think the last time we did Tea Time Tasting, and I was doing a 100-day fitness challenge, and we're gonna at the very end do like a walk sort of thing.
A walk?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a celebratory, like New Year's resolution type of thing. Of just keeping people active and stuff. Everyone's doing really, really well. I'm not allowed to say really much outside of that, but everyone's doing really,
both
really
for
well.
camera or for me?
For yes.
For yes.
But and I've been working out every day with them. So it's been real fun. I feel dead inside, but
Same. See, everyone always says that working out fills a certain void inside you that just makes you feel so good. I never felt that.
No.
I just felt achy.
So our next tea here is Cherry Blossom. These are Cherry Blossom, and I'm assuming, I don't know. This is from
Japan.
Yeah, Harney and Sons Fine Teas. Tea blends unique and uncommon. It's a delicate green tea with springtime cherries. We have character. We have character in this. So the character of this tea is a spring awakening to the senses. Refreshing green tea with the bright, juicy flavor of cherries. Brewing instructions, we did not follow those.
It's okay, we have better ones anyway.
We have better ones, yeah. Turkish teapot, king of, as I understand it for right now, if somebody can prove me otherwise, we'll try it. But Turkish teapot is the way to go when brewing teas.
So maybe it's like coffee, where like some's good hot out of the coffee maker.
There's caffeine in this. You'll like it.
What sort of fiend of caffeine do you think I am, sir?
Yes.
What do you take me for?
Yes.
Rude.
So this is a
I hope that got on camera. Nice.
Ooh, okay. So, this is a 2 on briskness, 2 on body, and a 3 on aroma. Briskness is, does your mouth pucker? Body is, does the tea fill your mouth? And aroma, does the tea have a robust scent?
I feel like the tea filling your mouth part completely depends on how much you take a sip of.
Cherry blossoms.
I might be wrong.
So, I guess we should start by sniffing the tea.
It smells potent.
It does. Even just that is very potent. But then, when you smell it, it's actually a little bit milder than I was expecting when we...
I need to get a level 5 briskness.
A level
You
5
need to find
briskness.
one. We need to
You're
find
right.
the sourest tea.
The sourest
You know what?
tea.
That's what we should do next time. We look for like almost the oddball flavors. We find like pickle flavored tea. Guarantee you it exists.
Especially around Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We have an entire pickle festival. I don't know if everybody knows that.
Picklesburg.
but We have a Picklesburg.
I don't like how it just looks like green tea. That's way too hot. I'm not burning my tongue on this. I'm sorry. It's not worth it. What am I looking forward to?
Green tea.
Seriously? No cap? For real? For real? On God?
I gotta bleep that.
Dead butt.
For every time he swears, I cringe because I know it's gonna be.
Hell to.
It's not hard. It's just a pain.
My first mistake whenever I was first making YouTube, not under McGillicuddy, was whenever I cared about it because my parents were monitoring my YouTube. I just put the beep over top of the audio, didn't cut the audio, and made it so loud that I didn't hear the audio. And when I uploaded it, everyone was like, "Why did you assault my ears in this form?"
Jerome.
Yeah.
Replace that one with like Jerome. I just said
Jerome.
Jerome.
I have an entire list.
Go,
of
perfect.
Of like me saying not me, but an AI saying names now.
Perfect. Can I give you some more names for it though?
Go for
I
it.
can give you like the most outlandish.
We had Jerome. A couple of.
We'll throw down Eikthyr.
Agathir.
Eikthyr.
Agathir.
Eikthyr.
Agthir.
Eikthyr.
Egthir.
Eikthyr.
Egthir.
Eikthyr.
Not Agathir.
No. There's no G. Just Eikthyr. 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 Eikthyr.
Ether.
Okay.
Ether.
Ether. Ether sounds cool.
Ether is a cool name.
We'll go with like Riker.
Riker.
Rider. Ranger. Ragnar. Reginald. Ronaldo. I can go down the alphabet for days.
Mm-hmm. You're a name connoisseur.
What can I say? A man of many faces. Well, one face. Associated with different names. I'm a theater kid, is what I'm trying to say. I've been called many things on stage. Mostly profanities, but no, not talking about that.
He's that type of theater kid. Wink, wink.
Yeah, it's just green tea.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't really taste. There's maybe a little bit of sweetness that's not
Yeah, I
normally in
can
green
kind
tea.
of, like in the aftertaste, it kind of tastes
Yeah.
like cherry. I feel like, again, with cherry being sweet, I'm actually going to limit how much, because I feel like just having a hint of the sugar there might bring out the cherry a little bit. Just might.
Oh, we didn't rate the last one.
Oh, shoot.
Nothing too special with it. Out of a 1 to 10,
I'd give
Five.
it a 5. Yeah, it's a pretty, it's a solid choice.
yeah, it's not bad
Not
by any means.
amazing.
I drank the whole cup, but it's nothing. It's nothing to write home about.
It's not the chai tea, the Halloween
It is not the pumpkin
spice chai tea.
Chai tea.
I still have PTSD from that.
Yes. But yeah, no, this one's, it's just green tea with a hint of sweetness at the end of it. Not a lot. How's the sugar affecting it?
Well, that didn't do anything, that last one, so I have hair more, obviously. We're gonna see how this goes. It does kind of make it, I feel a little more fruity.
Okay.
Yeah, there's green tea.
Yeah. Again, I'm gonna rate this one now. I don't think it's gonna change when we cool it down. When we get bigger sips. I'm not out of the teas. I don't want to look at
Ether.
I don't want to look at.
Jerome, Reginald's.
Oh
yeah, just.
Yeah, I don't want to look at
Michelangelo.
score here because I saw he was putting up on his hands. I'm not a big fan of green tea. Well, it's not that I'm not a fan of it. I prefer black tea, red tea, and white tea over green tea. So, heck, I know this is kind of bullcrap, but I prefer matcha tea over green tea, which is, they are different, not a lot, but slightly. So I'm gonna give this, I'll give it a 4. I don't want to go any lower than 4 because I can still drink it. I can still drink this, but it's not gonna be my favorite. I'm not gonna be writing home about this one, as I said before.
Yeah, 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of every episode, you just have a quote of the video. To write home to. Nothing to write home to.
Nothing to write home to.
As I'm getting it a little sweeter, I feel like the sweet of it tastes like fruit, but cherry, no.
Yeah.
It has the vibe of fruit.
Okay. So I'm not adding any sugar. I am.
He's raw dogging the tea. Not literally, of course.
I will stick to my guns on this. So. Anyway, well, what were we talking about before we changed these? Hold that thought. I am going to go prep our next tea. I think we're still talking about Tekken. No.
We were talking about editing, though.
Editing, that's right.
Yeah, no,
That's not a good topic for...
Yeah, no.
Moving on. Now this will kind of date this video. So if you're watching from the future, tell me how it is. But there was, and I saw it. I'm approaching it cautiously. There is going to be an anime of Suicide Squad. Yeah, DC is doing a anime Suicide Squad, but not just Suicide Squad like it's Gotham City or whatever. This is an isekai Suicide Squad. Which means the Suicide Squad got transported to another world. A fantasy world with dragons and knights and... Because that's what we needed in our life. Was the Joker beating the snot out of people.
Of goblins and
dragons and stuff. Although there's already... I think it was Batman's, but Joker was in it. There was like this really... I don't want to say horrible, but all anime CGI is not the best. 3D animation is not the best. Of this like samurai, like this Batman samurai one, where they were like these giant mecha suits of like samurais. You guys can fact check me on that, but I remember seeing that at one point, but I don't know how to feel about this. They got like They got an okay, you guys are going to flame me for saying okay, but an okay animator for them. If I remember correctly, these are the same people, and don't quote me on this, who did like Attack on Titan. Actually, let me look that up. What are you doing over there?
I'm infusing green apple into cherry.
Infusing green apple into cherry. Produced by Wit Studio.
Something witty?
Not Witty Entertainment, no. Wit Studio, though, they made... What else did they make?
They screwed up the cherry, so I'm adding my own fruit for the record. No!
Wit Studios They did do Attack on Titan. Yeah, so which studio did Attack on Titan? So the same guys who did them are doing the DC one.
Got it.
He breaks his teeth over there. So again, I'm approaching it cautiously.
I haven't seen the newest Suicide Squad. I could care
I have not seen it either.
After the first one, I'm like,
I have not seen it either. I have not seen either of the Suicide Squad.
I would watch the new one because of John Cena and Peter Capaldi in it. That's really about it.
I will probably watch the anime though.
You watch Cyberpunk the musical?
The what?
Anime?
The what?
Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk, Edge Runners. Edge Runners? Blade Runner. Edge Runners. Edge Runners. That was the name of the anime. Edge Runners.
What are you?
Yeah, it was Edge Runners. Did you watch it? You should. It's a really good one.
I just feel like
It's a really good one.
I feel like anime is based off of things that already exist can't be that great.
That basically.
So I did hear great
I was gonna
reviews
say,
about Cyberpunk.
That one saved the Cyberpunk series.
Hey, screw you! It was a good game.
It was
after like a year or
miserable
two.
game.
After a year or two of development, it was better.
No, that anime series saved Cyberpunk as a game. And I am infinitely more interested in the anime than the game.
Was it canonical to
I
the
think-
Cyberpunk universe?
It was, and one of the updates they added like nods to the characters in the game. Like you can go visit one of the characters' apartments or something.
Cool.
Like you can't see the characters because spoiler alert, all the characters die. But
Well,
they tell you in the intro song, like the intro song. If you ever listen to it, it's like they're all gonna die. It's
Hamlet, Cyberpunk edition.
like, yeah, that was always the thing from episode 1, but everyone loved those characters and they got killed off one by one. I guess technically the one's not dead, but anyway, I would watch it. If you're a fan of Cyberpunk, then you will most certainly like the anime. And the dub's pretty good too. Like it's actually did an okay job at the dub.
I only got like a quarter of the way through the game, and I'm like,
Again, and I personally think the anime is better than the game.
firstly, the disrespect coming from your mouth right now was depressing.
Trust me, I don't normally say that.
It's a good game.
Games are almost always going to be the better option, but in that
bias
case,
with anime.
no, yeah, even animes. Like I'm currently reading, and this is manga. I'm reading a manga of the Twilight Princess series from Legend of Zelda.
I think you're just gonna leave it Twilight.
Twilight. I'm currently reading Twilight. No.
Twilight, the manga, the anime, the series, the musical,
Nope.
the sequel.
But and it's okay. I'm gonna say it's okay. I'm on like book 10 of 11. Like I've been able to get through the series. But there are a couple of spots in there that I am not too jazzed about. It's really the parts that they like took artistic liberties and changed the game.
That's usually where things start to diverge.
It's just like it felt rushed and like didn't really work at all. Like you were trying to create conflict where there wasn't conflict. So I understand. I am almost always like the game's gonna be better than at the anime. The game's gonna be better than a book. The game's gonna be better than most of the things. But in Cyberpunk specifically, the anime's better. The anime's
Basically,
better.
the anime isn't that great.
That's dope. Cyberpunk.
Yeah, they said the anime isn't that great.
No, I said the manga of Twilight Princess is not good.
I'm gonna make a very specific point to go back through and watch this video so I can find.
And I
make
will
sure
edit
that-
it so it always says
It's
that.
gonna be like the worst rough clip of I think Cyberpunk is great.
No, the anime for Cyberpunk, Edge Runners, is better than the game.
But is it a good anime?
In general, yeah, it's a good standalone anime as well. I would.
I feel like there could be a butt to that situation.
No.
So
No.
she's good.
Yeah, I would say it's just even if the game didn't exist, it's a solid anime.
See, I can't wait to get you into real life TV.
I was there, and I abandoned it.
I just want to watch a Psych with you, man.
Psych?
Psych.
What's Psych about?
I told you about this before.
You did tell me about it.
Years ago, because I know
Yeah,
that I
years
grew
ago.
up and your mom got the reference. I'm like, wait a minute.
Years ago, and I don't remember stuff for that long.
Honestly, I feel like I brought this up in another T-Type Tasers. I can't remember.
You probably did.
I probably did.
Well,
So
I probably forgot.
okay, so it's about these two guys. Okay, well, it
That
starts
sounds familiar.
as per most TV shows with two guys. Seinfeld, another 2.5 men.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Well, that's 2.5.
Evolution, I guess. I don't know. Inflation. Call it inflation. Okay, so Sean is the main
Sean
character.
Ye.
Sean.
Okay.
Sean Ye? Sorry. Sean Spencer. So Sean Spencer was a guy who's really been immature all of his life and bounced around from job to job to job to job to job. His dad. What? See, then you'll get to why I want to start what happened in the show with you and me. I feel like it'd work out really well. And his dad was a cop. His dad trained him to be like a really good like detective, right? Trained him.
not you.
You're upsetting me. His dad trained up his memory, trained up his observation skills and stuff from a young age. Moved away, and then starts the series where he comes home and is like, "Hey, cool,
Rick. Yeah, what?
I'm here back with stuff." He calls in a report to the police department because he saw something on the news, reported it, goes down, and thus starts a whole thing. He convinces people that he's a psychic. Out on a whim.
Does he do something in a church? At one point, like he goes to a church, and that's part of the clue.
There's a lot of churches that are part of clues.
Okay, I might have seen parts of this then.
I feel like you probably would have.
Nexty!
Oh.
This next one's by the same company, the Harney and Sons Fine Tea. And this is the Hot Cinnamon Sunset.
Damn, I was gonna guess. I gotta sniff it and guess. I'll do the next one. I don't think I see the next one.
Alright.
Okay, I do see the orange, but that's the only hint I'll give.
Look at it. Hot Cinnamon Sunset. This is a 5 on aroma and 2s on briskness and body. The character of this one is assertive yet smooth with sweetness and spice from cinnamon, cloves, and orange peel. This is a black tea base
It's quite brown.
on it. So
I'm not a big fan of cinnamon or orange.
I'm not a big fan of either of those either.
Like tea might be good. I think my mom had cinnamon teas in the house. I'm gonna let that cool for a little while longer because
Hot.
yeah.
So, new topic.
Since we forgot the topic before,
I've been playing.
if you revert back to anime, I will kill you.
I've been playing Yugioh recently.
Mother.
It's a game.
Based off an anime.
Cards came before the anime.
I'd fact check you, but the
The
phone's currently
manga,
recording.
the manga was definitely a thing before the cards, but I think the card game came before the
You're verifying yourself. You better be.
anime. Yeah.
Could just ask Siri.
Did the anime of Yu-Gi-Oh come before the card game?
I would have just
The card game.
card. Just ask her when did Yu-Gi-Oh! The card game come out? When did and then ask her
When did the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game come out?
The trading card game first started in 1996, and it's still going strong.
Now
1996.
Google search when the series started.
When
Or-
did Yu-Gi-Oh!
I feel like again like a Siri question.
come out? 2000!
When did the manga?
I know that one came first. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was based off the manga. When did the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga come out?
It was published in Japan by Shueisha on September 3rd, 1999, and has 4 sections.
The
This
card
answer
game
is
came
from
first?
Wikipedia.
And then manga?
When did the card game for Yu-Gi-Oh! Come out?
Here's what I found.
When did the card game Yu-Gi-Oh! Come out?
The trading card game
1996.
first started in 1996, and it's It's still
Yeah,
going
3 years
strong.
before the manga, and then 2 years.
But that's not right because the manga, because there was a season 0, is what they call it. But there was like a Yu-Gi-Oh before there was Yu-Gi-Oh in manga and in the anime too, actually, where Yugi, the main character, was actually the king of games. Like that's his name. It's the king. He's like this title, the king of games. But then in the show, they only ever play Yu-Gi-Oh, the card game.
But he's good at every single game.
But he's good at every game. And in the original, he played a ton of different types of games. It was really morbid, actually. If you want a fun read, like he killed people all the time, and he had a thing called Mind Crush where he would like psychologically torture the person. Like it was really rough, and people would get cut up, and there was guns everywhere. It was the original Yu-Gi-Oh was actually pretty dark. But then there was a monster card game that showed up, and that really took off, and what kind of got the thing.
It's like Pokemon.
Basically a ripoff of Pokemon and Dungeons and Dragons, actually. And it kind of, that's when Yu-Gi-Oh kind of took off, so he just took it and ran with it. And that every game they played since has been Yu-Gi-Oh. But that original one, there's a season 0. This manga, I don't think any of it's actually been translated to English. But the anime most certainly has season 0. That is a fun watch. It's not quite as gruesome as the manga, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. Him.
So he's so good at card games. What about games where it's like subjectively, like cards against humanity?
Well, that was the whole point. He was the king of games. Period. Any game.
Yeah,
he
but
could
how
win.
would he? I mean,
Well, he's magical.
I
Has
thought Yu-Gi-Oh was like Pokemon, where the humans were normal, but the other things, like
No,
the
so-
cards, was what was magical.
so-
I don't know anything about anime.
So Yugi is a child.
How old are we talking?
I think he's in middle school. He's not an old kid. And then his grandfather has this puzzle from ancient Egypt, and no one's been able to solve it. He solves it, and he wears it around. He's showing it off. And there is an ancient Egyptian pharaoh that lives. It's like his spirit lives in this puzzle. And when it got completed, he's able to take over the Yugi's body. And he's the actual king of games. And if you go after season 0, it was because in ancient Egypt, all these monsters and stuff were real. They were using real magic, and they were using real monsters to kill each other, to do these like death games with each other. And now modern day, they become card games. So he's really, really good at it. He was the pharaoh. He won his way up, and he's really, really good at card games because he used to kill people with the same cards.
I wonder why people judge anime so much. That's
Uh,
a whack. You're gonna bleep this, but that is a whack plot, and I couldn't get behind that if you tried.
That's
to
not
tell
even
me
the
it was
plot. That's just background.
It's just the lore.
The plot starts when the guy who runs like a multi-billion-dollar company, and I'm gonna keep talking here in 1 second. Multi-billionaire guy named Seto Kaiba, probably my favorite character, by the way.
Akihiko Kayaba.
Yes.
Sword Art Online.
Seto
only one I know.
Kaiba. He is like a multi-billionaire playboy. Like he's probably the richest man in the world. I don't know if that's canonically correct, but he basically is.
I just imagine like an 11-year-old going against Bezos
Um,
with magical cards.
Well, wait, it gets worse. Seto Kaiba is obsessed with this card game. He's like absolutely obsessed with it. He collects them. Specifically, one card specifically called a Blue Eyes White Dragon. He really wants this card. There's only like 3 of them ever made, and he wants it. And his grandfather, Yugi's grandfather, owns one of these cards. And he finds this out, and he wants to buy it. And his grandfather's like, no, it's my card. I don't want you.
Piss off.
So what he does is he kidnaps his grandfather, beats him up and kidnaps him for the card. And Yugi now has to go save his grandfather because the only way he can get his grandfather back is by beating him in a card game. Because
That's how the world works.
and so the pharaoh. I don't think it might be the first time you ever get to meet the pharaoh. The pharaoh comes out. He beats the living snot out of Bezos here with card games, and he gets his grandfather back. Yeah, he gets his grandfather back at that point, I believe. Because then another character kind of like swoops in called Pegasus. If anime could be any more stereotypical.
And I thought JoJo was pretty flamboyant.
Oh, it is flamboyant.
Knew it.
You're only allowed to say that though if you're a fan of JoJo.
Yeah, it was pretty gay. I'm sorry.
Then you're a fan of JoJo, right? Right. Don't make me come over there and beat the snot out of you. You're a fan of JoJo, right?
I have hot tea. You are like.
Oh, I spilled it all over my pants.
Added flavor. It's okay.
Let's add a trait. Ah, wow, that's cinnamon. That's all I can taste is cinnamon. Not bad. No, it's like a Christmas tea.
It's not horrible. Yeah, that's definitely
It's a Christmas
seasonal.
Yeah, it's a very seasonal tea.
Festive.
Yeah.
Why was that one like naturally sweetened?
You know,
Did I
there's
need
like
to add sugar?
no, there is like a natural sweetness to this. I'm gonna rate it.
It's probably another 5 for me.
I'm gonna put it a little bit higher. Like this is a little bit more enjoyable than just a straight black tea. But this isn't like an everyday tea. This is a
Once in every
Once in a
3
while.
weeks, maybe.
yeah. This is a every once in a while tea, like sit in front of a fireplace.
Or in July for Christmas.
So I'm gonna put this at like a 6 or a 7. 6. Slightly better than a. What do you give it?
Never had a naturally sweetened tea, so maybe a 6 might be fitting. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of cinnamon. I don't taste the orange, which
I'm
is
usually
a positive.
not. But I like this is giving me vibes of like if I had this with like a cinnamon roll or like a baked apple.
I've never had a baked apple.
Pretty good.
I'm trying to think, like, what would this...
This would work really well with that. Very Thanksgiving.
Giving.
Thanksgiving. Because and I don't know why I think I do know why I think Thanksgiving is. We do a lot of cinnamon around Thanksgiving. We do it more. That's probably the one time we do cinnamon. Outside of Mardi Gras, we do king cakes with cinnamon.
Mardi Gras has cinnamon?
King cakes sometimes have cinnamon. Yes.
King cake.
King cake is a cake that you buy on Mardi Gras and that you hide a plastic baby in. And the folklore of it, anyway, is that if you get the slice with the baby in it, you have to buy next year's cake.
Oosta.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten a baby?
Oh, I got it like the last 3 years in a row. Except for this year, actually. I was the one who put the baby in.
Oh, you planted it?
I put the baby in, so I knew where the baby was. I put it in the last 3 years, and I have actively been trying to give other people the baby, and I've always gotten the baby. It's always the last piece. So
your sister secretly knows
you know
where it is. She has the X-ray vision. She's like, switch around the cake. What's the flavor of it then? Is it cinnamon?
There's many different flavors.
Okay, I didn't know if there's like one definitive.
Yeah, it's like a king cake, but then there's cinnamon, there's nutmeg, there's all sorts of them.
I keep getting surprised by the sweetness every time I take a sip. This is not natural for me. Every single thing I've ever drank requires sweetener, except Mountain Dew.
So you like it?
I think I like it. If it was any other flavor, if they could do that with an apple or a pear tea, sounds good. If you could have it naturally sweetened like this.
A pear tea would be pretty good right to us. You're right.
We gotta find a pear tea for next time.
I bet you they
have to exist.
They have to.
They physically have to exist. However, also dragon fruit sounds good.
If we can say it, it exists.
I want a fruitcake tea.
Fruitcake tea. I bet you it exists.
I know. We literally have to find like a shop. If we Google search oddball teas and the shop comes up it's called oddball teas, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So what's your rating? 1 through 10? Final rating?
I'll give it a 6.
A 6. Okay.
It's like flavor. I mean, I don't know, because like it has different ranks here, different tiers. Like if I was going off a flavor, it's a 4. I don't like cinnamon. But if it's like for the way that they have it sweetened, ooh, that's like
We're talking
7 or 8
overall.
overall though. Okay, I'll leave it at a 6.
Okay.
It'll be easier that way.
It'll be easier. Okay. So where were we? Pegasus.
Yeah.
Pegasus. So he has one eye. And at this point, you realize, because he has a golden eye, you realize that the puzzle thingy that Yugi has that gives him the pharaoh powers, there are 7 of of those like relics.
So these are the stands of the Yu-Gi-Oh universe.
Kind of.
Gotcha.
But his is the only one that has a soul trapped in it. Like all the other ones just give them magical powers.
Okay.
So like the eye that Pegasus has, I think it's been a while since I've watched it, has mind reading powers, I think.
You activated my trap card.
But anyway, he does something or another to make Yugi and Seto Kaiba and them all want to do his tournament. And he rents out an entire island to do this card tournament. It's a really convoluted system to basically be the winner of it. And long story short, they end up winning, but Seto Kaiba goes and loses, and then Yugi wins. How's the sugar?
Cinnamon's always bitter. I don't know why.
It is always better.
I think that's why I hate cinnamon. It's like it's weird bitey like.
I don't like cinnamon. Like cinnamon. Cinnamon.
You were just all off the charts with your English today.
Yeah. I don't like cinnamon and savory things. Purely sweet.
What would you put in savory?
They put in chili a lot. They put cinnamon chili.
Take it back
all the time.
right now.
That is a very common thing. And I hate it. It's disgusting. You put cinnamon in your chili, I don't hate you. But I'm questioning your choices.
It's okay. He can't hit you. I will.
But yeah, they end up winning, and that's like all of season 1, roughly. Is they end up winning, and whatever Pegasus did, they end up winning. There's 5 seasons with the main character.
There's spin-offs?
Oh boy. So Yugioh is 5 seasons. That's the only good Yu-Gi-Oh, by the way. Any of the other ones they shouldn't exist. So we have Yu-Gi-Oh. We have Yu-Gi-Oh GX, 5D's Yu-Gi-Oh. That one's fun because they're on motorcycles while they're playing card games. We have Yu-Gi-Oh Zexal, Yu-Gi-Oh Arc V. That's 5 of them. Where's the other ones? Vrains, Vrains, Vrains. No, the sad thing is I have the game, which has like all of these listed out on my phone. And I'm sitting here looking at Google.
Choose your sources better next time.
But no, there's a ton of spin-offs, which they changed the main character and they add new rules and stuff in every one.
Is like Situation Up JoJo where it's like offspring or like
no, they're like
cousins. Just
the only one that I think is even remotely close, and I haven't watched any. I've like seen like a couple of episodes. And I was like, no, they're awful. Was the second one GT GX whatever this next one in the series is? He's not an offspring. But he goes to Seto because Seto Kaiba, in that point, makes a, like, college for, like, card games. So, like, you can go to a college to learn how to do card games better. And the kid goes to this school. And he, at the very beginning, like, the first minute or two of the first episode, the main character in that series meets Yugi, like, on the street, and he drops him a card. And that card becomes like one of his staple cards for the rest of the series.
So it's like Ash with Pikachu, the entirety of.
Yeah, Kribo, Little Kribo, was the card specifically. I actually know that. Our next tease ready.
Oh yeah, let's go for it.
No, you wanted to guess this one. Can you guess it? It's hot. It is flaming hot. If water could burn.
No.
We're not the Romans.
The Greeks.
Yes.
Good job.
Greeks, Romans.
It's literally called Greek fire.
They were basically the same people.
They went to war.
It's
Is it
like-
pomegranate?
Is that your final answer? You're gonna do it without tasting it first?
I don't want to taste it. I'm not going to taste it. I'm just going to taste pain.
Hey. We'll give it a little bit. I'll finish up my my talk
That's
on
fine, yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh while we're
Good,
doing
good.
that.
Are you having that? Is it hidden?
I'm it's
good,
hidden.
good, good.
It is
good,
hidden.
good, good, good. 'Cause I know that I keep wondering eyes keep like.
So long story short, like all the other ones have nothing to really to do with the main character anymore. In fact, they've almost completely like rehauled all of the mechanics of the game, and
Of course it did.
it's still Yu-Gi-Oh. Like it's just there's more things to it. Like there's more different summons and stuff. And there's more. It's just more complicated, really. Just more complicated.
Interesting.
But
Why can't it just be as simple as Sword Art Online? Trapped in VR, kill things, get out of VR.
I will say though, growing up, my tier list of like things when I was watching, number 1 was Dragon Ball.
Never watched it.
Number 2 was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Never watched it, obviously.
Number 3 was Beyblade.
Never watched it.
Specifically the first season. The first season of Beyblade. With Pegasus and them. That was great.
Pegasus is in Beyblade too?
No, Pegasus was the name of the Beyblade. The main character was Beyblade. It was him versus Dragonair, or something like that. I don't know. I always thought he was cool when I was a kid. And then below that would probably be Pokemon.
Where's Bakugan come in?
I watched Bakugan, but I didn't stick with Bakugan for very long because they didn't show it.
Second one. Avatar? Screw you.
I watched Avatar, but it wasn't like, so I used to watch shows in the morning before school, and this is kind of what I'm rating. Avatar, I watched like in my own time, like I binge watched that like a week.
There's only like 5 seasons?
Something like that, yeah.
And each season only has like what?
Speaking of, have you seen the new live action that was coming out here?
Not yet. I've seen the trailer.
I haven't seen it yet either,
But I want to.
I'm cautiously optimistic. The last time they did live action, they butchered it. But
And they stopped at the end of season 1. Who does that? It's like the biggest friggin' like
yes.
that whole movie. I went back to rewatch it though, like kind of relatively recently. It was like past 2 or 3 years, and I couldn't get past 10 minutes of it.
It's not that good. It's not that.
As soon as I heard Katara go, I'm like, okay, well, we're done. What's your name? Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, just like Suicide Squad, cautiously optimistic.
I can't get behind the transported into Dragonland. It just doesn't sound like it'd be Suicide Squad. Unless they're actually doing it like Power World where there's guns and stuff, because, if you like Deadeye and Harley Quinn. Speaking of Power World, have you played any?
No.
It's good. Why'd you sound so sad?
Because I feel like I should have already at this point.
It's so good. It's funny that I'm the first one to play between the two of us.
Yeah, I feel like I should have already played it at this point, but I haven't.
It's really good. It is so good. I'll gift it to you on Steam. If
Really?
I get my computer back up and running, I'll gift it to you.
Aww.
Because I had mine gifted to me, so I want to.
Is there a multiplayer on that?
There is, yeah. That's what me and like my Jake.
Yes. I know
Obviously,
Jake
you
from
know
State Farm.
Jake.
I know Jake. From State Farm. He's got fired from State Farm. Have you seen?
So the military. Oh no.
Have you seen the new State Farm guy?
No. There's like 3 different iterations of Jake from State Farm.
I know, but do you know who the new one is? Like a good nabba.
Are you kidding me? They made him Jamaican.
No, Arnold. Arnold is the new State Farm guy. they did a
Oh,
whole
you said
thing
like a
for-
good neighbor. I thought you were like.
a good neighbor. State Farm a da.
Can't you? That might get us demonetized.
Like a good neighbor.
Monetized.
Well, like a good neighbor.
Like a good neighbor.
good neighbor.
Like a good neighbor.
Yeah, no, they made.
See, no, I can see where that. It sounds Jamaican though. Can you see where I
Oh,
mistook
yeah, I
that?
can see
Like
that.
a good neighbor.
Like a good neighbor. But no,
Racist? No, it's Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the new head of State Farm. All right, let's try these teas.
Yeah. Cheers it.
Cheers
For the
it.
last tea.
Dunk it. Sink it.
Pop it.
Bop it. Twist it.
Pull it.
Shake it. What is it? All right, try the tea. What is it? Outside of pain.
That is very citrusy. So I have to guess with like some sort of like.
I have not tried it yet, so this is all new to me. I don't know what he's tasting.
I just want to go bland orange, but I do want to say that it's. What's that? Not tangerine either. What's it? You already know the answer. I don't know, what is it? It's citrus. I know it's citrus.
Give me a final answer.
Citrus.
You know what? It's not an answer.
Is that too vague?
Yes.
Orange colored citrus.
Orange colored citrus. This is tangerine orange.
Damn it. I was actually going to say
Tangerine
tangerine or mandarin.
Zinger. It's a zinger.
Zinger!
Celestial seasonings. Herbal tea, caffeine free. That's unfortunate. Great, hot or iced. We're trying it hot here today.
Your freezer doesn't work here.
In this lively blend, the effervescent taste of tangerines and oranges mingle with sweet tart hibiscus. Tangy botanical that gives zingers their zing, plus a whisper of passion fruit flavor. This tea is soothing when enjoyed hot and refreshing, served over ice. Now, that sounds as if there is no tea in this.
Counterpoint.
Sugar.
As always. It's citrus, and there's no sweetener.
All right.
Here's
an issue.
This isn't tea, is it?
This is not tea. Here's the ingredient list, and I want you to see if you hear the word tea in this. Hibiscus, rose hips, blackberry leaves, orange peel, natural tangerine. Man, I am struggling today. Tangerine flavor, with other natural flavors, and hawthorn.
I think he missed the memo that it's herbal tea.
Tea? You cannot call.
What would you call this? Herbal beverage?
This is a hibiscus. This is a hibiscus drink.
Herbal.
It's a hibiscus. It's a hibiscus herbal or an herbal hibiscus.
Fruit.
It's a herbal hibiscus.
But the tangerine is an herb or.
But the base of it.
Citrus hibiscus.
Citrus hibiscus.
I'm in a Harry Potter movie.
There you go. Citrus
hibiscus.
If you're gonna call it tea, it must have tea in it.
Yeah, and white chocolate isn't chocolate because there's actually cocoa in it. You sound like my dad.
But there's cocoa in chocolate.
Not white chocolate.
Not white chocolate, no.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it shouldn't be called chocolate either.
I don't care what you think. Same texture. Taste
You can eat
better.
chocolate, but if you ever look at them, it's chocolate candy. And I will accept that.
So wait, you count white chocolate as chocolate candy?
Yes.
Despite the fact that it's chocolate's in the title?
Yeah. Just like a Hershey bar it's a chocolate candy.
But there's cocoa in a Hershey bar.
There is, but by definition and by law, it is Hershey candy. It's a chocolate candy because the content of cocoa is not high enough. Legally, I know that one's true.
So white chocolate is still chocolate candy,
It's chocolate candy
despite the fact that there's like almost. I'm pretty sure there's no
Because-
cocoa content in white
because
chocolate.
chocolate candy doesn't have to have. I don't think it actually has to have cocoa in it. By
So hibiscus tea doesn't, by definition, have to have tea in it.
but
Then
tea is literally the name. Where it's not, we're not doing cacao. It's not. Where it's not called cacao bar.
give me the box.
It's not called a cacao bar.
What's great there is it says herbal tea.
Tea?
Chocolate candy.
Chocolate isn't the name of the fruit or the bean.
Would you prefer tangerine tea?
I would prefer this be called citrus hibiscus.
It does have a ring to it. We just went through the meaningless argument we've ever been through.
And if you ever look at when you look at chocolate bars, it's a cacao bar.
Cacao.
It's a cacao.
It's cocoa.
Because that's the actual bean.
Cacao.
Cocoa.
Cocoa.
Cacao is the actual bean that's made into cocoa.
Okay.
So the classification of chocolate is a cacao bar. The Hershey bar, chocolate bar,
Yeah.
a white bar, chocolate bar, those are all chocolate candies.
Okay. Yeah. So, but it doesn't necessarily have to have a high or any chocolate cacao in there to be considered chocolate candy.
Yes. But
How is it any different?
Tea
How?
is specifically because there is a tea plant and it is called tea.
Yes.
So you are
No, what you're saying here is if you had a bar, pretend I'm holding a bar and a cacao seed. The bar doesn't have to have this to be considered a chocolate candy.
to be called a chocolate candy. Yes.
Okay. But to be considered a tea or herbal tea, it doesn't have to have any tea in it by logic either. Because if this can be a chocolate candy without the chocolate, then this can be a tea or or an herbal tea without the tea.
Well, no, because it's the same. It's the same definition. Tea and tea are you're saying tea when one, saying tea in the other. One you're saying chocolate candy, and one you're saying chocolate, which are two separate names, two different classifications.
Apple, candied apple. Apple's in the ingredient of the candied apple.
Yes, because there's apple in it. But if you dipped an onion in candy, so you would call it a freaking candied apple. You call it a freaking candy onion.
Don't give me ideas.
It's a candy.
Well, you
onion.
could. It could be an candy apple inspired.
Inspired, but you cannot legally call it a candy apple.
Legally? I think people false advertise a lot more in this country than what you think.
I mean, you're right, but you cannot call that a
I
candy
just feel like the
apple.
logic of saying that a chocolate candy, white chocolate that has almost, I'm pretty sure, zero chocolate content, but still being called a chocolate candy, still chocolate being in the name, chocolate being a derivative from cocoa, herbal tea should be okay because it's derivative from tea, despite the fact that there's no tea.
But tea is one definition. If it was like tea and then there was like a tea blend.
But I
those are
feel
two
like
different-
you're holding it to a different standard here because here's the thing: is chocolate until recently in history of humans meant derived from cocoa, right?
No. Chocolate came to be, I'm pretty sure it came to be because after the whole revolution. And,
Oh no, I'm talking about like in the sense that okay, whenever someone thought of chocolate, they thought of cocoa because that was probably the only flavor there, right?
Yes.
Unless they added in maybe they added nuts and whatever, but that was still chocolate because it came from cocoa.
Yes.
Okay, as it evolved, you got chocolate candy because it probably had more sugar, more milk, and then you got to white chocolate, which I don't even know what's in there. It's probably more dairy products.
So I think
or
that's
whatever.
that's the changing factor is that there's milk in it.
That would make sense because milk chocolate and
I was
dark
gonna say,
chocolate
I
and stuff
think
like
that is-
that would make sense.
I think that's the difference is there's milk in it, which makes it a candy.
But there's still a very trace amount of cocoa.
Yes, there's still cocoa in it.
But then you get to white chocolate, but it's still considered chocolate candy. With still chocolate being in the name, the derivative ingredient that isn't even in there as an ingredient can apply to this because you can call it an herbal tea because it has the same concept as a tea. Much like how white chocolate has the same concept of milk chocolate because it still has trace amount, but then white chocolate is just kind of doing its own, or white chocolate's doing its own thing, where you have it with the same texture.
Okay, so I just looked this up, and this is on me. White chocolate is not classified as chocolate candy. It is classified as a confectionery.
That would make sense.
But there is cocoa butter in it.
So there is cocoa derivative.
There is a cocoa derivative in it, so it would possibly be classified as a chocolate.
I'm pulling it up with my dad the next time because he keeps saying that chocolate is not chocolate, and I'm just gonna be like, actually, adjust
there's
glasses.
there's no cacao solids, but there is cocoa butter and cacao butter in it.
That's gonna be such a minor win on my end. On my dad.
So yeah, it can be that. Then I would go back to my statement. It can be classified as a chocolate candy because there is a derivative of cacao in it, but there is no derivative of tea in that.
Oopsies. I just put that through the stain from
Whatever.
earlier.
There's no derivative of tea in that at all.
You
There's
got to
leaves
go on
in
a
it.
limb sometimes because that's where the fruit is. Will Rogers.
There's tea, there's leaves in it, but I feel like there needs to be some sort of like other terminology
Where's the? There it is.
for this. That it's like, or just like leave it at herbal, like leave it at a herbal drink,
But that doesn't sound right.
or call it citrus hibiscus. Like,
That sounds better.
but like there needs to be another classification for it because saying that it's tea is false advertisement. I'm not going to give you
Then we
a.
can still go back to chocolate. I feel at that point.
Again, I'm not going to give you an apple and say here's an orange.
Yeah, because it'd be wrong both fruit-wise and color-wise.
But then
You just lost all
Same
your
idea.
words.
it's the same idea. Or I'm not going to give you in that case apple juice and call it orange juice.
You wrong color again.
But it would still be the same. It's the exact same idea.
You should totally throw like a hair of sugar in this.
Should I?
Just a little bit. Have you tried it? Cool down a little bit.
No. Let's get back to the tea.
Like I feel like it literally tastes. If you close your eyes,
Whoa.
it almost tastes like warm orange juice. It tastes like someone juiced a tangerine, heated it up, and gave you a cup.
That is like
Here,
warm.
if you actually do like just a microscopic amount, you don't have to, but I highly recommend it because literally it feels like someone juiced a fruit and put it in your cup.
You know what I'm getting a little bit of? Not that I've done this before. but when you like brush your teeth, then drink orange juice. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
my god, wait.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's...
That's what I'm.
Uh-huh.
I don't like that flavor. I don't like that flavor.
It's like back of the tongue, very back of the tongue.
I don't like that at all. That's what I'm getting. I'm putting in this at a 3.
Try with sugar. Last cup. And you already graded
This
it.
is my last cup.
Do you want a spoon?
Nope.
It's about a tangerine's worth of sugar, maybe more.
What? Wow. That really brought out the.
Yeah.
That really brought out the orange.
Mm-hmm.
Still tastes like I just brushed my teeth, but
Oh yeah, it just tastes like now it's...
I'm not drinking that. That is not good enough for me to drink.
I'm enjoying it, honestly. I'm not a big fan of orange flavored things, but this ain't bad.
What would you rate it? I gave mine -3.
I'm probably gonna keep mine around all in the same frame of about 5 tonight.
Okay.
Except that first one, I'd give probably that one by Nummy.
Nummy!
Which
Nummy!
one's my favorite one? The cherry one was okay.
Yeah, what would be your favorite cherry?
I think the cherry one's probably my favorite. The Nummy is probably my close second, and then the orange comes third. The other one, the cinnamon, comes last. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
If they followed the same anecdote of sweetening the tea somehow as they did with the cinnamon, with the cherry, that would have made it so much better.
That would have.
But
They did not do
the
that.
fact of cinnamon flavor, I'm just not a big cinnamon guy.
I'm probably
Cinnamon
gonna have
gum's
to
the
go.
only cinnamon thing I think.
I'm probably gonna have to go cinnamon first.
When?
Out of
Back?
today's, yeah. Then a close second, very close second, being the cherry. Then I'm gonna go Numi, and then obviously orange back here, like that. That would be my run, like that.
I'm kind of surprised.
There.
Because I think
I can see myself re-drinking
Literally-
some of these.
my order would literally be...
Opposite, the exact.
No,
Oh.
just...
one shift.
Yeah.
One shift.
Just move it all forward a hair.
Yeah. Like, I could see myself drinking this one again, Thanksgiving time, Christmas time. I could see myself drinking this one.
More recreationally for me, I think.
More frequently. But this is to me like, and I know this is me stereotyping, but like this is like I'm going to. I ordered takeout. You know, like I ordered Chinese takeout and I'm eating at home, or like we're doing a really fancy ramen at home or something like that. That's when I'd probably break out that. Numi, this
Because it goes on the savannah.
feels like I was on the savannah. Yeah. This is a tea. I'm struggling with this one because this isn't really a tea that I would normally drink. I mean, it wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It was not bad at all. But I'm trying to think of like a situation where like I'd pull this tea over another tea.
It felt very robust when it came to flavors. That might
It
even,
did.
if I cooled it down, it would be like, I can envision myself drinking that out of a thermos while camping.
Camping.
Weirdly.
That's actually a good one. This is a camping. I agree with
Nice
that completely.
camping tea.
This is a camping tea. Like you're out in the middle of the woods somewhere, and even if you're brewing it up there, like I can 100% see that. You're 100% right on that. And that's
just...
That-
that one...
that's fresh.
That one just... If I'm in the mood for something more sweet and citrus, I'll go for the citrus hibiscus. But...
Citrus hibiscus.
I cannot really think of it. Maybe once a year, I might pull a cinnamon out on Christmas Day or Thanksgiving.
Like I said, this is gonna last me a little while.
That's
You know, this will last me a little while.
in the sense that it's going to sit on your shelf for the next year.
Until
the
probably
seasons,
Thanksgiving,
you
yeah.
know.
Until probably Thanksgiving. Thankfully, this stuff doesn't really
If you're not going
go
to take
bad.
this,
You can have that one, yeah. With that, tea time tasters. We have tasted all the teas. So, any final thoughts there, sir?
My tummy hurt. A lot.
And we're gonna cut off here so they can go puke. Can't wait to see you guys next time.
See you next year.
See ya!
Bye.